Wouldn't it be great if you could only have one device to do all your computing needs? What if you no longer need a laptop or desktop and instead just use your phone for everything? Well, Samsung is trying to do just that with their Galaxy S phones. They have a feature called Dex that allows you to plug your phone onto an external display and give you an experience that's similar to Windows or Mac OS. Did they succeed in giving you the full desktop experience? Let's find out. To achieve a desktop experience on a Samsung phone, you will first need a supported device. The supported devices are the Samsung Galaxy S8 and above and the Note 8 and above series phones. There are other devices like the Tab S4 that are also compatible, but to get an up-to-date list of compatible devices, you must check Samsung's Dex website. I left a link in the description. The other requirement to use Dex is a USB-C to HDMI adapter. Just plug in your phone to an HDMI display, tell your phone to use Dex instead of mirroring, and you're set. You can use your phone as a keyboard and trackpad. However, if you want a more comfortable experience, I suggest you use at least a Bluetooth keyboard and mouse, but you can forego the mouse and have the phone act as a trackpad. The Dex user interface is very similar to a Windows machine. You have a button on the bottom left corner that brings up all your applications. These applications aren't Dex exclusive. Dex uses your current Android applications installed on your device. The advantage of using those applications in the desktop is that you get a lot more screen real estate to work on. This comes in really useful for productivity apps like Microsoft Office and also content creation apps. There are also specific apps that are optimized for Dex that better take advantage of the extra screen space. In Dex, you can run multiple applications just like you can in Windows and Mac OS. You can move them around, resize them, or fill the entire screen. You can also create folders on the desktop that are separate from the folders on your Android desktop. All this provides a familiar experience to users that will let them quickly adapt to Dex. Internet browsing is very comfortable, especially with Samsung's built-in browser. This browser automatically sets itself to desktop mode when running Dex, so you won't get mobile versions of websites when surfing. Other browsers, like Chrome, have to manually be set to desktop mode when using Dex. Productivity applications is where Dex really shines. Using Microsoft Word on a full monitor makes it a lot more useful on a mobile operating system. Excel and PowerPoint are equally as easy to use. I was able to create and edit documents, move around and resize images, and create graphs. Even the hotkeys that I often use on a desktop office work on the mobile version. However, highlighting text with the mouse works differently than on the desktop. You can't just simply drag your mouse across text to highlight it. That will only scroll your document. You have to double click on some text and then drag these icons like you do when you are using your phone. With OneDrive support, you can easily work on documents on your Samsung device and then load them up on your PC or Mac. I had issues with the Android versions of Google's Office suite. The mouse wheel didn't work, which made it difficult to use. However, the online versions of Google's Office suite using Samsung's browser resolved all these issues. Believe it or not, you can do some light content creation with Dex. There are some really good Android apps that allow you to create and edit music. These apps contain many of the features that you will find in more expensive desktop applications. The extra screen real estate really does help to visualize your projects. Also, with a USB-C hub, you can connect a USB microphone to record audio right from Dex. There are also some good video editors on Android. You can easily add videos, cut them up, record voiceovers, add special effects if you have the need to create something simple and quick. And with the Adobe Rush video editor, you can work on your Galaxy phone and continue editing on a PC, Mac, or iOS device. With a USB-C hub, you can import videos from a DSLR into your video projects. Image editing seems to be more difficult. All the Android image editors that I know of seem way too simple to do anything really useful. I tried looking for something like a simplified version of Photoshop or GIMP, but I personally can't find anything that I like. If you know anything, let me know in the comments. I guess you can use the mobile version of Lightroom to do some touching up of photos before finishing it up on your desktop. For developers, a mobile operating system is not ideal to develop applications, but just for the hell of it, I tried an IDE to create two Hello World programs, one in C# and another one in Python using the free Decoder app. Here I am typing out the C# program. Now let me run it. And it works. Now I'm going to create a Python version of this. Let's run it, and it also works. So theoretically, you can do coding using Dex, but Samsung has a much better method for developers to get coding on their phones. They have a beta of a full version of Ubuntu Linux that you can run on Dex. But me going further into Linux on Dex will require much more time, so I'll save that for a future video. Video and music playing also works. You can be working on the document and have your music playing in the background like you would do on a desktop. Netflix works just fine, but Amazon Prime Movies does not work at all and just tells me to use it in phone mode. I personally would just cast or mirror my content to a television. But if a television isn't available, you can use Dex if you don't want to switch to mirroring mode. If Dex is still too limited for you, then you can always use a remote desktop application to log into a PC or Mac and control it from Dex. This will give you all the desktop applications you are used to. In regards to gaming with Dex, I personally don't recommend it. I've gone through too many issues to have an enjoyable experience. It's possible to game with Dex, but you're better off switching back to mirroring mode, which solved all the issues I experienced with Dex. So I demonstrated Dex by plugging in my phone to a computer display. However, there are laptop docks out there that are specifically made for smartphones. The HP Elite X3 lap dock, which was made for an older Windows phone, is compatible with Samsung Dex. There's also the Next dock and the Mirror Book. With these lap docks, you can replace a standard desktop and you would basically be upgrading your laptop every time you upgrade your phone, bringing the dream of having one device for everything much closer. At this time, Samsung Dex cannot completely replace a desktop, but there are people out there that do not do any advanced computing at all, so a Samsung phone connected to a monitor or one of the laptop docks I spoke of earlier would be perfect for them. As phones keep getting more powerful and high-performance computing moves to the cloud, there will probably come a time where your smartphone will replace your laptop and desktop.